Now that I have saved some money to build my dream home, I'm really confused about which estate company to approach. My friend had a bad experience with a particular estate agency after completing his payment and could not even get his title deed. This is serious.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Thank you.
My name is Oli. I'm from EJ Investments.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
You know, I must say you came at a very right time.
Really?
I was thinking about houses.
Great.
What can your company offer me?
EJ Investments can offer you a lot. We're unique in the market.
Okay.
We own our properties and we ensure that they're developed with modern technologies. They're affordable and they're strategic locations. We don't just sell pieces of land, but we create settlements.
What makes your company different from others?
We're different from all real estate companies in the Gambia because what we have to offer is affordability, safety, and security. We ensure that you get a legal contract from when you pay your deposit, and within 4 weeks of paying your final settlement, we make sure you receive your title deed.
4 weeks?
4 weeks.
That's interesting.
Yes. Now tell me, what real estate serves your needs?
It's absolutely EJ Investment and Real Estate Agency.
Your Excellency the President, Mr. Adama Barrow, Your Excellency the Vice President A.N.M. Senudabo, Honorable Ministers, Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service Ibrahim O. Kamara, members of the press, all other protocols duly and respectfully observed. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, we are gathered here this morning to witness the swearing-in ceremony of the Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, Mr. Ibrahim O. Kamara, Deputy Secretary to Cabinet, Mrs. Rohia Kerr, members of the Land Commission, and the presentation of the Faraba Banta report. To start with, His Excellency, you may recall that Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow, acting upon the powers vested in him under Section 71, Gap 1 and 71, Gap 3 of the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia, appointed Mr. Ibrahim O. Kamara as Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service. As required by law, Mr. Ibrahim O. Kamara is to take the prescribed oaths of office of Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service. These are the oath of office, oath of allegiance, and oath of secrecy. It is my honor to invite Mr. Ibrahim O. Kamara, Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, to come forward and take the oaths and thereafter sign the oath book. Mr. Kamara.
I, Ibrahim O. Kamara, having been appointed to the office of Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service of the Republic of the Gambia, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of the Gambia according to the law. So help me God. That's the oath of allegiance. Oath for the due execution of the office of Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service. I, Ibrahim O. Kamara, do swear that I will execute the functions of the office of Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service of the Republic of the Gambia without fear or favor, affection or evil, according to the Constitution and other laws of the Gambia. So help me God. Oath of secrecy. I, Ibrahim O. Kamara, having been appointed to the office of Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service of the Republic of the Gambia, do swear that I will not directly or indirectly reveal such matters as may be committed to any or to my secrecy. So help me God.
Republic of the Gambia appointed Mrs. Rohia Duka as Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet, Office of the President. As required by law, Mrs. Rohia Duka is to take the prescribed oaths of Office of Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet, Office of the President. These are the oath of office, oath of allegiance, and oath of secrecy. It is my honor to invite Mrs. Rohia Duka to come forward and take the oaths and thereafter sign the oath book. Mrs. Kerr.
Oath of allegiance. I, Rohia Duka, having been appointed as Deputy Secretary to Cabinet, do swear that I will faithfully and bear true allegiance to the Republic of the Gambia according to law. So help me God. Vote for the due execution. Vote for the due execution of the Office of Deputy Secretary to Cabinet. I, Rohia Duka, do swear that I will execute the functions of the Office of the Deputy Secretary to Cabinet without fear or favor, affection or evil, according to the Constitution and other laws of the Gambia. So help me God. I, Rohia Duka, having been appointed as Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet, do swear that I will not directly or indirectly reveal such matters as may be committed to my secrecy. So help me God.
The designation of the chairman by His Lordship, the Honorable Chief Justice, and nomination by Minister of Lands and Regional Government, as provided in Section 5, Subsection 3 of the Land Commission Act 2017. We are gathered here this morning to witness the swearing-in ceremony of the following members. 1. Honorable Justice Raymond Sok, chairperson. Mr. Buba Barry, member. Mr. Momodu S. Job, member. Mrs. Nancy Nyang, member. Mr. Kemo Konde, member. To the office of chairperson and members of the Land Commission. It is now my honor to invite the chairperson and members of the Land Commission to come forward and take an oath for the due execution of office, to be followed by a signing of the oath book. Chairperson.
Oath of allegiance. I, Justice Raymond Sok, having been appointed as chairperson of the Lands Commission, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of the Gambia, according to law. So help me God. Oath of office. I, Justice Raymond Sok, having been appointed as chairperson of the Lands Commission, do swear that I will execute the functions of the office of chairperson of the Lands Commission without fear or favor, affection or evil, according to the Constitution and other laws of the Gambia. So help me God. Oath of secrecy. I, Justice Raymond Sok, having been appointed as chairperson of the Land Commission of the Republic of the Gambia, do swear that I will not directly or indirectly reveal such matters as may be committed to my secrecy. So help me God.
Barry.
So help me God. Oath of office. I, Faraba Banta, having been appointed as member of the Land Commission, do swear that I will execute the functions of office of a member of the Land Commission without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the Constitution and other laws of the Gambia. So help me God. Oath of secrecy. I, Faraba Banta, having been appointed as member of the Land Commission of the Republic of the Gambia, do swear that I will not directly or indirectly reveal such matters as may be committed to my secrecy. So help me God.
Mr. Mohamed S. Joe.
Oath of allegiance. I, Mohamed S. Joe, having been appointed as member of the Lands Commission, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of the Gambia according to law. So help me God. Oath of secrecy. Oath of office. I, Mohamed S. Joe, having been appointed as member of the Lands Commission, do swear that I will execute the functions of office of member of the Lands Commission without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the Constitution or other laws of the Gambia. So help me God. Oath of secrecy. I, Mohamed S. Joe, having been appointed as member of the Lands Commission of the Republic of the Gambia, do swear that I will not directly or indirectly reveal such matters as may be committed to my secrecy. So help me God.
Mrs. Nancy Nyang.
Oath of allegiance. I, Nancy Nyang, having been appointed as member of the Land Commission, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of the Gambia according to law. So help me God. Oath of office. I, Nancy Nyang, having been appointed as member of the Land Commission, do swear that I will execute the functions of the office of member of the Land Commission without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the Constitution and other laws of the Gambia. So help me God. I, Nancy Nyang, having been appointed as member of the Land Commission of the Republic of the Gambia, do swear that I will not directly or indirectly reveal such matters as may be committed to my secrecy. So help me God.
Mr. Kemo Conte.
Oath of allegiance. I, Kemo B.S. Conte, having been appointed as member of the Land Commission, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of the Gambia according to law. So help me God. Oath of office. I, Kemo B.S. Conte,
having been appointed as member of the Land Commission, do swear that I will execute the functions of the office of member of the Land Commission without fear or favor, affection, or ill will, according to the Constitution and other laws of the Gambia. So help me God. Oath of secrecy. I, Kemo B.S. Conte, having been appointed as member of the Land Commission of the Republic of the Gambia, do swear that I will not directly or indirectly reveal such matters as may be committed to my secrecy. So help me God.
Newly sworn-in Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, Mr. Ibrahim O. Kamara, will make a short statement. Mr. Kamara.
Your Excellency, President Mr. Al-Mubarak, Your Excellency, the Vice President, Mr. A.M. Fatou, Honorable Ministers here present, Secretary to Cabinet, and the newly sworn-in Deputy Secretary to Cabinet, senior government officials, members of the press, the protocol, as well as the security, members of the Lands Commission just sworn in, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. After thanking Allah the Almighty, I would like to express profound gratitude and thanks to His Excellency the President, Mr. Adam Barrow, for bestowing this trust and confidence in appointing me to this elevated position of Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service. I am aware of the enormous responsibility that goes in this position. And I must make a frank admission that I had a busy weekend following the announcement. A lot of well-wishers calling and texting. And I felt like the burden that goes with this job is just too heavy that I wish that I could have been appointed quietly and silently by His Excellency, and I come into the office only for people to know later that I am the Secretary General. But I thank him very much. I take this as a challenge, and in Allah, inshallah, and to the principle of consultation that I intend to broaden with every Gambian, from honorable ministers, from His Excellency the Vice President, right down to the layman or anybody in the village. I intend to open my doors to listen, to consult, for forming opinions and guiding His Excellency and His Cabinet. I will do my best. I seek your prayers, Mr. President. I seek the collaboration of honorable ministers here present. And to the civil service out there, I want to send this message that they have a true friend who has come to work with them. The responsibility to develop this country is heavy. We already know the objectives of the government, the plans of the government. We know where we want to go. It's time really to deliver as effectively and as efficiently to the people whose expectations are high and can only be best managed if we give our best to them. Having said this, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I thank Mr. Adam Barrow once again, and I pledge total loyalty. I will be available day, night. I will give all my time and energy to ensure that his expectations, the good expectations he has for this country, are met. Thank you very much, Excellency. Thank you all. Thank you, everybody.
So, Chairperson of the Land Commission will make a short statement.
Your Excellency, the Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs, Honorable Ministers, Secretary General, Head of the Civil Service, Judicial Secretary, Secretary to the Cabinet, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all other protocol respectfully observed. On behalf of my fellow newly sworn-in commissioners, and on my own behalf, I thank His Excellency the President for appointing us as members of the Lands Commission. It is indeed indicative of the confidence His Excellency has in us to effectively execute the very important mandate of the Commission in order to mitigate the problems of land allocation and improve land administration in the Gambia, as stated in the long title of the Lands Commission Act of 2007. The importance of the Lands Commission is sufficiently reflected in its functions under Section 14 of the Act, which are to advise the Minister for Lands and Regional Administration on policy matters relating to land administration with a view to ensuring strict adherence to those policies and transparency in land allocations, to investigate disputes on land ownership and occupation in any area in the Gambia, to assess land rent and premium for properties, to monitor the registration of properties and inspect land registers and records, to be responsible for all matters relating to national boundaries, including monitoring and reporting to the Minister, and finally, to perform other functions that may be assigned to it by the Minister. These are no doubt functions with profound impact on everyone in the Gambia and the nation as a whole, and thus require the concerted effort and cooperation of all to ensure that the problems of land allocation are mitigated and that land administration is improved in the Gambia. In the execution of its functions, the Lands Commission will seek the assistance of other relevant institutions and persons with the requisite expertise. The Commission is empowered under the Act to appoint such technical and other committees as it deems necessary. With your kind indulgence, Your Excellency, I would like to say a few words on one of the functions of the Commission by way of clarification and out of abundant caution. I won't use the less than This is the function of investigation of land disputes concerning ownership and occupation in any area in Gambia. The operative words are investigation or investigate. The mandate of the Commission regarding land disputes does not extend to the resolution of land disputes. The Commission is not an adjudicating body. It does not have judicial or quasi-judicial powers. In fact, the Commission is established under the Act as a body corporate which may sue or be sued, with provisions in the Act regarding legal proceedings against the Commission. The determination of title to land between contesting parties is within the purview of the judicial bodies with jurisdiction over such matters. I believe the Commission's investigative role in such land disputes is to focus on the root causes of the disputes with a view to advising the Minister on possible measures to mitigate them and prevent their recurrence. Finally, I would like to assure everyone that the Commission will execute its functions under the Act conscientiously and without fear or failure. Thank you.
Now, Minister for Lands and Regional Government.
President of the Republic of the Gambia, honorable colleagues here present, Secretary General and the head of the Civil Service, senior government officials, members, chairman and members of the newly sworn in Lands Commission, family members and friends of the members sworn in this morning, members of the press here present, all other protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to inaugurate the Lands Commission in fulfillment of the constitutional requirement and, most importantly, the desire and commitment of this government to address land and land-related problems in the entire country. We are all aware of the land and land-related problems over the 22 years of the previous regime, which this government is resolved to solve. Setting up this commission is a clear manifestation of this government's willingness and readiness to swiftly address the concern of its citizens. The coming into force of this commission is to assist and complement our existing judicial system in timely dispensation of justice. As the saying goes, justice delayed is justice denied. According to Part 3:14 of the Lands Commission Act, your functions as commissioners shall be to A. Advise the Minister on policy matters relating to land administration to ensure strict adherence to those policies and transparency in land allocations. B. Investigate disputes on land ownership and occupation in any area in the Gambia. C. Assess land rent and premium for properties within any area of the Gambia. D. Monitor the registration of properties and inspect land registers and records. E. Be responsible for all land matters relating to national boundaries, including monitoring and reporting to the Minister, and to perform such other functions as the Minister may assign to the Commission. The Ministry, together with line departments, as well as local governance structures, will be available to assist the Commission in any way possible towards the attainment of your objectives. In this regard, I would therefore urge the Commission to expedite the functions bestowed on it and to submit your findings and recommendations for actions to my ministry in the shortest possible time. In view of the trust and responsibility this Commission is charged and entrusted with, I would want to assure you the government of His Excellency President Adam Barrow is committed to ensuring that our customs, cultures, values and norms are maintained for a more sustained peace, security, development of this country. With these few remarks, I thank you for your attention.
To strengthen our governance system. The good governance processes include working with structures at the decentralized levels under the Ministry of Lands and Regional Government. It is in line with our National Development Plan 2018-2021. When we came to office, we have been faced with many challenges regarding land administration. To address such challenges today, we have witnessed the swearing of other commission to look into challenges in the administration of land in the commission. The 5-member commission is not an appeal court and will not handle the cases already been handled by the courts or the ones that judgment have already been given. The commission has an advisory role in policy matters relating to land administration to ensure that the policies are implemented and there is transparency in land allocation. Its role includes to investigate disputes, assess premium for properties, monitor the registration of properties, and matters of national boundaries, working closely with the minister. These are important tasks as part of the strategic priorities of the National Development Plan. To restoring good governance, respect for human rights, the rule of law, and empowering citizens through decentralization and local governance. Thus today marks another milestone in our efforts to put the country on the right path in ensuring that conflicts emanating from land administration are addressed. Honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, as a country, we have been hurt because the foundation of our democracy has been shaken and corrupted. The former government abuses the rights of citizens, and many communities lost their land for political or dubious reasons. As members of the Land Commission, you have been trusted to guide the country in land administration to promote peace and stability. Those integrity, professional ability, and experience are among the qualities required to command respect. Trust and preserve confidence in the execution of your tasks. Governance is a process, and no one government can complete nation building. Every generation faces its own challenges. Thus, my government will always accommodate the dynamics of change. We can learn from the past to set the right path for the future. Finally, let me extend my sincere congratulations and reiterate that this task is noble for a challenging national assignment. I thank you for attending this ceremony and wish you a blessed day. I have another statement for the Swearing Secretary. We have a marathon today. The appointment and swearing in of a new Secretary General and head of the civil service and a deputy to cabinet is a necessary step towards strengthening the office of the President. The civil service in particular and cabinet office in particular. Your appointments are to support the office of the President and the civil service in order to improve processes through necessary preparations and consultations with ministers. It will also enable the cabinet office to process cabinet meetings and provide timely reports for the ministers. I urge you to serve with professionalism, without fear or favor, to serve our national interests in your engagements. My government pleads to engage in institutional and legal reforms is to achieve our goal as a government and to leave a legacy of sustained institutions, laws and procedures through positive attitudes towards work. I am confident that we will work together in the realization of our objective enshrined in the National Development Plan 2018-2021. I thank you for accepting this appointment. Hearty congratulations, and I wish you great success in your assignment. I thank you.
occurred in Faraba Banta concerning the sand mining. Today with us are the commission members led by the chairperson, Mr. Emmanuel Diouf. To start with, I now invite the chairperson, Mr. Diouf, to do the presentation. Mr. Diouf.
President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adam Barrow, Your Excellency the Vice President, Fatou Dabo, Honorable Cabinet Ministers, the newly sworn in Secretary General, and the Deputy to the Cabinet, newly sworn in Commissioners, Land Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Your Excellency, on the 1st of July 2018, you instituted an independent commission of inquiry, and you appointed 5 commissioners who were sworn in on the 5th of July 2018, namely Nene MC Cham, Abdullah Koli, Omar Cham, and Yusuf Ajalo, who unfortunately had to travel, but he was a member of the commission. And myself as chairperson, and the secretary, Charles Kombenjai. And we were tasked with a mandate to investigate the tragic events that took place in Faraba Banta on the 18th of June 2018, leading to the loss of lives and injuries to many civilians and large-scale destruction of properties. The Commission was tasked specifically to investigate and report on 5 things. 1, the circumstances that led to the standoff between the villagers of Faraba Banta and the Police Intervention Unit. 2, the circumstances that led to the death and injuries. Also, to decipher who may have ordered the shootings, who carried out the shootings, who were responsible for the destruction of properties, and also to provide recommendations, 3 recommendations, namely recommendations to prevent the recurrence of the events in Faraba Banta, and also in other parts of the country, as we know that there are many other issues. Land is another issue, mining in other parts of the country, so that we will not have a recurrence of the same thing that happened in Faraba Banta. And also to give recommendation on improving police duties and police crowd control. This was the mandate of the Commission. Your Excellency, please allow me to give just a very brief synopsis of the methodology employed by the Commission in reaching its findings. The Commission conducted its 4th site visit to Faraba Banta on the 29th of June 2018. This was following our nomination. It was just a familiarization tour and to offer condolences to those that lost their lives. But upon our nomination, our swearing in on the 5th, the commissioners conducted not only site visits to the areas, the sand mining area, the properties that visited the homes, the properties that were destroyed during the incident, also the trucks, but also we conducted sittings. We held our sittings in Faraba Banta on 3 consecutive occasions. We also visited the mining sites, the old mining sites, the gardens, the rice fields, which were part of the whole issue. Our secretariat was at the Atlantic Hotel, where we held our public sittings, and we listened to the testimonies of a total of 85 witnesses during the period that we sat. And these were people from Faraba Banta itself, those who had knowledge of what happened prior and at the time, at the date of the incident. We also listened to the testimonies of Jula K, the person who was issued the mining license, the PIU officers who were stationed at the ground and also who were deployed at the day of the incident. We also interviewed the police top command, the former IGP, the current IGP, the operations commander, the PIU top, all the PIU top guys, the geological department, as they are the ones who issue license, the NEA. We also summoned the witnesses, expert witnesses, who, although they were not witness to the incident, but the commissioners felt that their report will be informed by their expert knowledge. We also listened to them. But not only that, we also conducted site visits to both two areas which the commissioners felt were important in order to give a proper recommendation. And one was Sanya and also Gunju. As you know, that these are also areas where sand mining takes place. And recently there were incidences, conflict relating to also factories, the Chinese mills. So we went there, we spoke to the communities, from the Alcalos, the BBC, Village Development Commission, committee members, youth groups, Kabilo members. It was a fact-finding, and we really had a very fruitful discussion with the communities. During our sittings, we also subpoenaed and talked to the pathologist who did the postmortem. We also looked at the coroner's report of the incident. We also look at medical documents of those who were injured. These are synopses so that Your Excellency and the others will understand the methods that were employed to reach at the recommendations and this report. The report which we are going to hand over today and the recommendations, Your Excellency, was arrived at after listening to testimonies of many and interviewing stakeholders in the different communities and listening to expert witnesses. However, our gratitude goes to the people of Faraba Banta, who cooperated with the Commission by voluntarily appearing to give their testimonies of the events that led to the standoff and the account of what happened on that fateful day. Our gratitude also goes to the people of Sanyang and Gunju who welcomed the Commission during our field visits and had frank discussions regarding environmental, land, and other contentious issues affecting their communities and livelihoods. We would like to thank the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Mahmoud Joe, who not only testified, but facilitated the presence of police officers who were requested to appear before the Commission. We did have cooperation there. And special thanks also goes to the National Agency for Legal Aid for providing legal representation to PIU officers who requested, because some of them, as you know, were also charged after the event. It was a public inquiry, and we felt that it was important that they have legal representation if they so required, and they did have representation. We also, our special thanks goes to the chairman of the National Assembly Select Committee on the Environment, National Assembly, who also, Mr. Honorable Seni Ture, who provided valuable information to the Commission on their intervention in the dispute in Faraba Banta. We also learned a lot. There were other issues which are highlighted in the report. Our appreciation goes to the Office of the President and the Ministry of Justice for facilitating the work of the Commission by providing us the required venue, the vehicles, equipment, and stationaries so that we could do our work properly given the limited time frame we were given. Finally, I would like to thank really the commissioners, Ms. Cham, the senior legal practitioner, Mr. Kohli, former magistrate and also state counsel, Omar Cham, intelligence officer, also with the security background. It really helped us as we did our deliberations to get to the bottom of the truth. It was a good group that we had for this particular assignment, and I would want to thank them, but also Mr. Charles Kombe Njai, who was our able secretary, who recorded the proceedings, kept tagged on the exhibits, which, Your Excellency, you will find the exhibits are part of the annexes. And also all the witnesses, their names and their status are also as annexes, so that you know who we consulted. But I would like to thank our secretary who coordinated all the witnesses. And also our appreciation goes to the support staff who were working behind the scene to make this make it a success, given that we had a very, very tight framework, which we didn't want to, we wanted to meet. And I'm happy to report that we have met the period in which we are told to report back. Finally, we hope that Your Excellency will find our findings and recommendation contained in this report valuable and beneficial in order to effect the necessary changes to avert further recurrence of such incidents, not only in Faraba Banta, but also in other parts of the country. We thank you very much for the confidence you have in us. We want to hand over this report to you. Thank you very much.
Distinguished guests, all protocols observed. I would like to start by commending His Excellency the President for establishing such an impartial and independent commission of inquiry into the Faraba Banta incident. It demonstrates your leadership qualities, your wisdom, your foresight, your commitment to ensuring that only the truth is established about that incident. And I thank you for the choice. I wish to thank the commissioners, starting with the chair, for coming up with such a report in such a short time, for dedicating your efforts, your time, your energy, for taking time off your very busy schedules to answer such a national call. We thank you and we commend you for a job well done. A preliminary review of your report indicates a catalogue of errors, ranging from lack of consultations, mistrust, and a lack of coordination among all stakeholders. The report also touches on fundamental issues of the proper role and responsibilities of government departments such as the National Environment Agency and the Geological Department, and also of state institutions, including the National Assembly Select Committees. We are confident that the report of this commission will shed light on a number of burning issues and point the way to a more stable Gambia, given that your mandate included making recommendations on preventing the occurrence of similar incidents in other parts of the country. I can assure you that His Excellency the President will review and publish this report in due course with a statement of actions taken or to be taken in accordance with the 1997 Constitution. I thank you all.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, we are assembled here today to receive the report from the Commission of Inquiry into the Faraba Banta incident. This demonstrates that my government recognizes the importance of holding and applying laws of the land. And we have responsibility to follow the required procedures to ensure that justice prevails. I would want to seize this opportunity to commend the chairperson, Mr. Joseph Youth, and his team for their delegation to serve the country with their service when their service was needed most. I will reiterate that our country is going through an important journey through which our resolve for democracy, good governance, human rights, and national development will be continuously tested. In the process of following procedures, we cannot lose sight of the importance of establishing accurate facts and the truth in all circumstances in order to progress peacefully. It was in this context that I took the decision to commission an inquiry into the unfortunate Faraba Banta incident. The fact that the commission took all the necessary procedures to get the facts and came to a conclusion provide the basis for us to establish the truth about what led to such an unfortunate incident that resulted in the loss of lives, injuries, and damage to properties. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me to once again congratulate the Commission for taking up the challenging task and to finally submit an impartial report for peace and justice to prevail. Expanded its activities to engage other communities with similar problems was to ensure that the appropriate action is taken so that such incidents do not recur in the country. I seize this opportunity to thank all those who have sincerely participated in this exercise to help turn a new page in our country. To conclude, I must urge all of us to reconcile and work together as a nation while we consolidate peace, progress, and national development. My government will review the report and take the appropriate actions as recommended by the Commission, without fear or favor, all geared towards ensuring a peaceful society is maintained. I thank you all for your kind attention.
May we have the closing prayer, and thereafter we have the